Hit the music.
Welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. I am your host, the infamous Ultimate One from New York City, and today we are on my YouTube channel to discuss this PWI 500 list that came out. I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday, one of those days. I know when I saw the list, my first reaction to this was, who made this list? Did a 9-year-old did this list? Because the people who are on this list, some of them, not all of them, it's a joke. Now, the top 2 wrestlers, they are on this list. I could agree to some extent. Roman Reigns being number 1 again for the second straight year. Again, I feel that the people who run the PWI 500 right now are people who are either AEW fan or WWE fan. Because every year is somebody that they feel like, well, we'll put an AEW guy. And then the following year is a WWE guy. And they do all this for the last couple of years, yet they don't acknowledge the last man that they did acknowledge to be number 1 that wasn't a WWE guy or AEW guy was Kenny Omega when he was in New Japan Pro Wrestling. That was the last New Japan Pro Wrestling guy to win the number 1 spot at the PWI 500 list. Now, when I saw this list, I got in contact with my boy Jay Santee from the Turnbuckle Tabloid, and I said, did you see this list? This looks like a 9-year-old did this. And he said, well, this is the reason why I don't, and I repeat, I don't listen to this list. Now, before I go off on my rant that I was planning to do, I want to read some of the criteria of the ranking and whatnot. And the criteria of the ranking are as follow. So, I'm sorry, guys. Getting these stupid notifications. The PWI 500 is as follow. It's the evaluation period and activity. The evaluation period is from July 1st of last year to June 30th of this year, right? The activity requirement is a minimum of 10 matches total or 6 matches in separate months. In-ring achievement, the ranking criteria is the win and loss record, championships, tournaments won. Influence, the visibility and prestige within the promotion and or the industry. Technical ability, quality of moves, matches, and ring psychology. And competition, success against the most varied and highest quality opponents available. Now, with that being said, the thing about the win and loss record, that I agree with. The influence of the prestige within the promotion, I believe New Japan, I believe AEW, WWE, even Impact has some prestige when it comes to their titles and the competition they have. The minimum 10 matches total or 6 matches in separate months. It's kind of ridiculous because Roman Reigns does not wrestle 6 times in a month. Here's what they messed up with. The minimum 10 matches total or 6 matches in separate months. You know what I'm saying? So Roman Reigns does not wrestle 6 times a month. So that is where they messed up at. But anyway, these criteria to me don't matter, don't mean shit to me. You know what I'm saying? Because this is all bullcrap. This is something for the fans to now start arguing about, oh, look at the criteria. It says this, it says that. But let's be realistic. This list is a fucking joke, the way I see it. Of course, the number 1 ranking, of course, was Roman Reigns, the Universal and World Champion. And whatnot was number 1. Number 2 was Kazuchika Okada, the G1 Climax winner of last year and this year. But again, they're not counting the G1 of this year because it's up to July 30th. Adam Page, I believe Adam Page was number 4. Oh, I skipped. Hold up. I skipped a person. CM Punk ranked number 3. CM Punk ranked number 3 is a joke. Okay, and I'm going to tell you and I'm going to explain to you why as I go down the list. Same thing goes with Adam Page. Not a joke. I know he was doing all this stuff, trying to get to the world title, doing the title, and he ended up winning the AEW title. That's even worse because CM Punk didn't win no AEW title because during the July period, CM Punk was out of wrestling with an injury. Bobby Lashley, number 5. I don't agree with that. He should be lower than this, but he got number 5. Cody Rhodes, number 6, is a joke because if it was from July or June of last year to July of this year, you will know that Cody Rhodes was not doing nothing but was in a feud with QT Marshall and the Factory. That's not, no. He should be no number 6. Number 7, Bryan Danielson. Danielson pretty much had a great match with Kenny Omega and a couple of other matches afterwards. So that I may agree with. And he holds that Vikingo, the AAA World Champion. I mean, I have not seen him wrestle since December of the year before, or I think it was last year. So I don't really know much about him being number 7. I don't know if I could agree with that or not. Big E, number 9. I don't agree with that because Big E championship reign was not great at all. He had one match where he defended his belt. He retained it. After that, he was getting pinned in tag team matches or just bullcrap matches, and then they took the belt away from him when Brock Lesnar just took the belt away from him. Jonathan Gresham, number 10. Gresham, former Ring of Honor champion. He held the Ring of Honor champion and the Progress champion at the same time. So he was double champion. So number 10, I could say Shingo Takagi last year had the IWGP World Championship. He had it for a couple of months before he lost it. I don't know. He should be 11. He should be lower than that. John Moxley at number 12. I don't agree with that. Moxley should be at least number 6 or 9 and whatnot. Because Moxley still putting in. He was a GCW champion. He's still the GCW champion. He was going. He wrestled some crazy matches and whatnot in GCW, and he won the belt. Matt Cardona. Cardona, I would give him. He's number 13, but I would give him a lower than that, maybe a 19, because the only reason I say give him a 19 because he got hurt. But he did have like 7 titles that he had walking around and went on different promotions, even though they were indies. Then we have Josh Alexander at 14. Josh Alexander, the world champion, should be nowhere near 14. He should be where Cody Rhodes is at number 6. Let's be realistic on that. Hiroshi Tanahashi, that's very questionable. Tanahashi, of course, I think he should be lower than 15. MJF at 16. MJF should be higher than this. He should be up there in the top 10, not the top 15. Not even in the top 15. My man's in the 16, the top 20. Then we have Seth Rollins. Not much I can't say about Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins during the year had some great matches. Adam Cole. Adam Cole has some all right matches. He hasn't been able to be as impactful as we want to see. Kenny Omega at 19. Kenny Omega being 19. I mean, again, he had the Impact, the Mega Champion, and the AEW Champion. I think he should have been a little higher than that if we're going through that route. But then if you noted that after November, he lost all those belts and he hasn't wrestled. He just started wrestling again. So how are you giving him 19? He should be nowhere near the 19 rank. Then we have Drew McIntyre at 20. Now, I could go on here, but we could also talk about, let's talk about the top 10 first. CM Punk being number 3. CM Punk should be nowhere number 3 for the simple fact that CM Punk came right after this supposedly criteria started for to start the PWI 500. He showed up at August of last year, and ever since August of last year, he has not, and I repeat, has not had great matches. He has average matches. The only 2 matches that I could, top of my head, that I could say that he had good matches was with the Warlord match and the match with MJF, the dog collar match this year. And I believe it was double or nothing before MJF, and then 3 days later, MJF broke out. That I don't agree with CM Punk being number 3. Why is CM Punk number 3? So that goes to show you that whoever did this list is just going by, the They're talking about they giving you all this criteria, but in reality, this sounds like a mark. Somebody who likes CM Punk and put him at number 3. Okay, if you want to go there, the criteria part. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about the criteria of in-ring achievements. Let me see what else they have here. Win-loss records, tournaments won, visibility and prestige within the promotion. What the hell influence within prestige? Stop. And then technical ability, quality of moves, matches, and ring psychology. Nah, stop. You need to stop. You need to stop. Because CM Punk, if you look at him now when he's wrestling, he's not the CM Punk we're used to in WWE. You tell that he sometimes misses his shots and all that and whatnot, and he's always injured. That's number one. Adam Page, during that run from June of last year to July of this year, yes, he won the title. He beat Kenny Omega at Full Gear. He has 2 great matches with Bryan Danielson's that we could talk about that was very good. He had a great match with Lance Archer in a Texas Death Match. But it's not good enough to put him at number 4. No. I'm sorry. Bobby Lashley, that's debatable. Lashley won the world title last year by beating The Miz, but we knew that he was going to beat The Miz because The Miz was not going to be world champion. He lost the belt to Brock Lesnar, and then he ended up winning the United States title and whatnot. So that he being number 5, I think he's too high on the rankings on that one. He should be like he's 21, 22. Cody Rhodes, I already told you about the Cody Rhodes situation. He should be nowhere in the top 20, not even the top 30. Okay, I'm sorry. He didn't do anything last year. He was feuding with QT Marshall in the Factory. Then he started feuding with Aleister Black, which didn't lead to many good matches and whatnot. His match against Andrade and whatnot was okay. And then he won the TNT title for the 3rd time, where Tony Khan dropped the ball on that. He should have never gave the belt to Cody Rhodes and taken it away from Sammy Guevara. It was just stupid. And then Cody left to WWE. He had a great match with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania and a couple of other matches, but then he got hurt. And he wrestled, I think, Hell in a Cell hurt. So, I mean, Cody Rhodes should be nowhere near that. Big E, again, I'll explain to you about the Big E situation. And his title reign as a world champion was not great. They played him. So, it's not good at all. Again, MJF should be nowhere near 16. Scott had a lot of good storylines. He had a lot of good stuff going on. Even when they had the Pinnacle, they didn't push the Pinnacle like they were supposed to. And this is what led to MJF snapping at that 3 days later after Double or Nothing and calling Tony Khan effing Mark. So, but as I go down the line, right now, I mentioned all the people in here. You don't see a Jay White in the top 20. You don't see a Will Ospreay in the top 20. And that pisses me off. Because Jay White, if you think about it, last year when he was wrestling, he only lost 1 match. And that 1 match was when he lost to Tanahashi for the Never Openweight champion. The guy was 1 loss. Same thing this year. Okay? And even though, because the PWI 500 thing ends at July 30th, he was undefeated since the beginning of this year and won the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. So why is he not in the top 20? You want to know where they got him ranked at? They got Jay White ranked as number 23. They got Chris Jericho, Moose, and Drew McIntyre in front of him. Chris Jericho? Are you serious? Jericho was during that time having his little feud with MJF. You know what I'm saying? And nothing really much was going on. He was just pushing MJF to another level. You know what I'm saying? And then Moose. Moose was the if I'm correct, he was the Impact World Champion at that time. During that time period. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Moose should be higher than where he's at. He's number 21. He should be in Kenny Omega's spot. 19. At least 19. Or in the spot of Drew McIntyre 20. And whatnot. And then here's the funny part. Braun Breaker, they got him as 26. Guess who he's in front of? You ready for this one? Will Ospreay. So you got Alexander, AC, no, they got Braun Breaker, AC Mack, Alexander, who else they got here? Matt Cardona in front of Will Ospreay. I want you to hear me what I'm saying. You got all these people, Braun Breaker in front of Will Ospreay. Okay? You got to be kidding me. And here's the part that I say, they even got Zack Sabre Jr. at number 29. I'm telling you, this list is a joke. This list is a joke. And I'm telling you, the minute I saw this list, I got in contact with Jay Santee from Turnbuckle Tabula, and I said, did you see this list? The fact that CM Punk is number 3 has me mind-boggled. And a lot of people are going to say, well, you've been after CM Punk for the last 3 weeks. Yes, but it's not because of this. CM Punk did what he did the other night, the last couple of weeks, whatever it was. And, you know, that was outside of his wrestling ability. But the fact that this is about the time that he has wrestled and whatnot, from July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, not July, I'm sorry, June 30th. So it's been almost the 1 year calendar. You got CM Punk at number 3. What has he achieved within that 1 year period? You can't say, oh, he won the AEW title, because he won the AEW title and he got hurt. He got hurt right after that. Okay? Yes, that's an accomplishment. He beat Adam Page, whatever. But again, you got CM Punk at 3 and then Page at 4. That don't make no sense. Then you got Braun Breaker in front of Will Ospreay. But here's the problem. This is the way I look at it. Whoever's doing this, and they could tell you on any website the criteria or what it is, whatever, and they want the fans to believe that. They want you to believe that this is the criteria, right? So then when you go to the wrestling community on Twitter or Facebook, whatever you go to, you get into these arguments and discussions. I mean, you got some trolls that just talk shit out of their ass. And this is what they want you to argue about. When in reality, CM Punk has not had a great, and I'm saying great, not a good match, a great match, okay, besides the dog collar match he had with MJF. And he won the world title right after that, but that doesn't give you the number 3 spot. Josh Alexander had some great matches before he won the Impact World title. Okay? And, you know, and he's number 14. You got Cody Rhodes ahead of the Impact World Champion, Josh Alexander. You got Cody ahead of Moose, who was the world champion for almost a year. Does that make any sense? It makes any sense. It makes no sense. So this goes to show you that the PW 500 in the last 6-7 years has lost credibility. Now, mind you, this has been around since 1990. Okay, this is when I used to collect Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazines. I used to love catching this issue, the PWL 500, because I would go and check who my favorite wrestler was at and what rank he was. I mean, I agree with a lot of the stuff, but you know what? But I will sit down and be like, okay, I accept it. But as a notice that since 2014 or 2015, everything has been about either WWE or AEW. WWE or AEW. I remember when it started when AJ won the first one. Then the following was when Kenny Omega won it, which was the only New Japan guy who has won it since. Then it was Seth Rollins. Then if it was Seth Rollins, it was John Moxley. If it was John Moxley, then again Kenny Omega wins it. And then now Roman Reigns has won it 2 years in a row. Can somebody explain that one to me? I think Okada has won the number 1 spot that I know. I could be wrong, but I don't think Okada has won the number 1 spot in the PWF 500. And it's sad because it goes to show you that whoever's doing this list is either AEW or WWE mark or WWE fan. They don't put the fan hat away and actually look outside the box of AEW and WWE and New Japan and look at other promotions. Don't give me this shit about the prestige of the promotion, because Impact It's been around for almost 20 plus years. I mean, you can't talk about Ring of Honor because Ring of Honor went a little bit under and Tony Khan bought them. But, you know, they don't even have the NWA champion, I don't think, in the top 50. I'm going to look at it right now. See, Trevor Murdoch. I don't think they even have Trevor Murdoch here. Let me see. They got Bandito. They got Scorpio Sky at 38. When was the last time you saw Scorpio Sky wrestle? You know what I'm saying? They got Wheeler U at 43. Minoru Suzuki at 44. Minoru Suzuki was fighting everybody. So I think Daniel Garcia at 48. Let's see who else. Ricky Starks at 53. Ricochet at 54. Ricochet at 54? Unbelievable. They got Nick Aldis at 60. But I don't even think... I'm looking at this list. They got AJ Styles at 74. They got Christian Cage at 81. Well, Christian Cage was the Impact World Champion. So, I mean, Ishimori at 83. Let me tell you something. They don't even... It is sad that even the NWA World Champion, Trevor Murdoch, is not even rocking at top 50. Well, that shows you, like... And then again, Trevor Murdoch should have never been the... how you call it? The NWA champion. Sheamus at 126. I think Sheamus should be higher than that. That guy is amazing. That guy, when he gets in the ring, he gives bangers. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. They got Darius Carter at 149. I don't know why, but Jeff Hardy at 160. Jeff Hardy hasn't even wrestled at all. Jeff Cobb at 169. He should be higher than that. Let's see. They got the Jackson brothers at 183, 184. Why they even got those boys ranked? I don't understand that. Sonata at 189. Bobby Fish, they had him at 200. What? Let's see. Wow, they got all these wrestlers. It's funny. They don't even have Trevor Murdoch. Not even in the top 200. George Janela at 260. I can't. I don't want to read anymore. This is getting ridiculous. But it goes to show you right there again. Me, as a wrestling fan since I was 4 years old. And I'm 50 plus years. And to see the way that the wrestling industry has become, you know, it's a bunch of fanboys who now decide to do a list and want you to get into a discussion, arguments, trolling online over a list and whatnot. And you're going to have all these other podcasts who live and die through WWE. Yeah, I said it because most of you live and die through WWE. Are now going to be bragging, oh, Roman Reigns is the best in the world. PW 500 said so. Now guess what, buddies? PW 500 has lost its credibility. Because I just told you that Jay White, the IWGP heavyweight champion of the world right now, and he won the belt before June 30th, okay? Before the deadline. He's number 20, what, 22? 21? He's not even ranking the top 20, which is embarrassing. And then you got Braun Breaker in front of Will Ospreay. When Ospreay was the Red Pro World Champion for over a year and a half, almost 2. And he had the Warrior Wrestling title at the same time. Then at one point he had all 3, but including the IWGP. Right now he's the IWGP United States Champion. And he's 23. He's behind Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker's a joke. Guy's greener than a freaking green pepper. And you got him. No, I'm sorry. This list does not justify the ranking at all. It's just CM Punk at number 3. Who made this? A 9-year-old did this list who don't know any better. And, you know, it is sad. Pro wrestling industry should be ashamed of themselves bringing out this stupid list and then try to justify it with all these criteria. I don't give a rat's about that dang criteria because you know why? Because that doesn't justify the list. I'm sorry. I don't care. You try to make up. They never used to show you what was the criteria back then. Why are you bringing it now? They never bring out the criteria before in the past. So why are you bringing it up now? Because you're getting a lot of heat, right? Because every year you either put an AEW guy or a WWE guy as number 1 because you don't go outside the box. Okay, you rank, okay, Josh Alexander, we don't rank 14. Yeah, okay. You know, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, that is it for me today, guys. If you guys want to follow me on social media, you can find me in Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. You can also check out my merchandise store at tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. That's tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. You get this shirt here. You get this shirt. You get other shirts I got in the store. I got a hoodie. The fall's coming right around the corner, so I know you guys would, like wearing hoodies during the fall season. So you can check out that. I got snapback hat with the Chokeslam Wrestling Report logo, as you can see on my overlay. So you can check that out. Also, subscribe to this channel, to the YouTube channel, and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit that thumbs up. It'll help the channel a lot. You can also find my audio podcast on Sundays. I am on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and you can check out the audio podcast. I talk about the weekend wrestling and talk about what's going on in the back, rumors, news and rumors. So you can check that out. Again, when you go to my tcwr.veryinkpressive.com website, you could register to the website. You'll have access to the audio podcast and the YouTube channel. Check out the YouTube channel. I got a lot of content in here, a lot of videos. You guys should check it out. Share it with friends. Let them know about the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. I am going to be next Saturday at the Boys and Girls Club in Union County as Project Codename Reload. We'll have an event there. I am sponsoring a match between Chris Cage and Joe Bulrock. And if you guys want to see what led to that, you can check out my YouTube channel. I got a couple of interviews with Chris Cage and an interview with Joe Bulrock that led to this match coming up. It was supposed to be a tag team match, but apparently, one of the members decided to retire from wrestling, so that's not going to happen. So we're going to have Chris Cage versus Joe Bulrock, which I'm very interested to check it out. So I'm going to be sponsoring that match, so you guys could check it out at the Union County Boys and Girls Club. Let me see if I find the address in here. But yeah, that's going to be a very, very interesting match coming up coming up on Saturday, Reload. So I'm going to give you the address. It's the Boys and Girls Club of Union County at 1050 Jeanette Avenue, Union Township, New Jersey. Again, that's the Boys and Girls Club of Union County at 1050 Jeanette Avenue, Union Township, New Jersey, 07083. So check out Project Codename Reload. That's this next Saturday, September 24th. Come support the podcast. Come support Project Codename Wrestling. This is my second time going to one of their shows, so this is going to be very interesting. There's going to be a lot of good matches in there, and you cannot miss this show coming up. It's going to be very interesting. So I'm here. I'm support them. I'm always going to support them. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys, bad cool people. So again, Project Codename Wrestling on September 24 at the Boys and Girls Club of Union County. Again, the address is 1050 Geneva Avenue, Union Township, New Jersey. If you're in the area of New York City or New Jersey, come check us out. Come check out Project Codename and the event. It's a very cool spot, and you will not be disappointed. Until then, guys, and my name is the Ultimate One from New York City. And if again you want to follow me, check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. You can find me there and check out my audio podcast. I already tell you, Apple, Spotify, what else? Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio on Sundays. You can check it out and let me know. Again, big ups to my boy Jay Santee and the Turnbuckle Tabloid, my boy Michael J. Sarantino, who we got together this week and we talked about the CM Punk situation. I think it was this week or last week. I don't remember. It was one of those days. So, but check it out. Check out the Turnbuckle Tabloid on RageWorks.net and support them also. Until then, guys, be good, be safe, and I'll see y'all next week.